Hey everyone, 0635 here. Today I want to show you something really interesting. Of course, you saw my post. I took the board out of the display downstairs Mickey and a retail one. So it's very interesting to see how different they are. Hmm. Along with the fact that, of course, with this one, you can obviously make this one function without the Mickey. All you have to do is figure out which one is your positive, what's your negative around here. So this is like simple, easy stuff. I mean, you got your I believe. Well, I'll have to make it up here. One of these is the Let me get this focus. There you go. This one I believe is the encoder for the head, and this is the encoder for the arms, I believe. And here you have the connector for the head, pretty much for the mouth, your arms, and your feet. Of course, here, this connector here is where all the relay buttons are at for the legs. There's about 3 overall. And of course, around here, you got right foot power and left foot. Well, actually, no, this would be your right, I think. Nope, this one would be left. This one will be right. My bad. But yes, and of course, you got your wires for speaker and the wires for the hand button for him to go into like his 2 different game modes. So it's a very interesting layout. As you can see, all the resistors, capacitors, and transistors. There's a lot of them. Of course, this one is date. It has the number of 201000526 NEE PCB number 2752AR2-X. And of course, around here it says 6VO. I think it says RJ, I think. I'm not sure what that one is, but EZ803094V-0 10.26. So of course there's a lot more on this one. And of course, with the labelings, I think the labelings in some of these were underneath of these little plastic bits. And if you flip it under here, this is pretty much still the production one we're looking at. And of course on here, I think it says EW07R, I think, or a B. I'm not sure what that one's supposed to be. Of course, with the labeling for the feet, you got your VSS 4.5 volts positive, DIS, TRIME 9 volt plus 4.5 volt negative, foot G, I think, and then the one says gravity and VSS. From what I can remember, I know one foot has the on-off switch and the TRIME bit where you stick in a plastic tab and it puts in demo mode, and gravity would be for the tilt sensor because he does have a tilt sensor in his foot, so if he's falling down, he can detect that. And of course, this one has labeling up here. So now let's take a good look at the display. You see on the display board, there's a lot of, there's like quite a big difference. As you can see, the area for the speaker and the hand button wires are nowhere to be seen, no slots, nothing. But as you can see there, of course, what's interesting is the fact that they do have these labeled. You got mouth motor, hand motor, which is pretty much the arms, and foot motor. And of course, this one says 201000910 NEE PCB number 2752H-X 6VO or J E7 8030 94V-0 10.40. Now, what's interesting about this board is, as you noticed in the previous one, you have 3 blobs, which contains each of them contain 3 tiny microchips under them. Like you could say the main physical boards. Like this is the big board is just the housing. The real boards are under these blobs. Now, something I do see is that they both have the big one, but the other one lacks the two small ones. So I'm not sure what those two are responsible for, so I'm not going to get too much into that. And of course, the layout for some components are very different, as you can see. And of course, the display has one giant harness that runs down through one of the legs, which of course connects to the circuit board of the display case. Which of course, as you can see the labeling here, much different labeling. You got two 9 volts of 2V. No, you got, I think you have two. No, you have 3 VSS, PM minus, PM positive, S underscore D, S underscore C, SM, and RES. RES. And of course, you got this big, I think this would be a capacitor of some sort, which I know a lot of toys don't have this. Mickey does have one of these. The produced one, well, retail, I should say, it does have one of these in the foot. So I feel like this should be this wherever positive is on this thing should be around here somewhere. So it was weird because when you see chases like these, you got two of these, but I don't know if it's always that low line or if this is like this whole thing here. So if I take a guess and say it was probably like a line or so, still really hard to tell. I think this bomb one would go to here, which I don't think that would be positive. I think this one up here would be positive. Again, I'm not 100% sure because I have worked with a display before, like a V2 one, but and of course Tribot's display, but with Tribot, given there's so much on a Tribot, I wasn't really able to completely debunk him. Also because I didn't have a junk Tribot to do comparison of the boards. But whenever I get him, I do have a spare board laying around now, so I can definitely use that for reference. So the only thing I'm not sure is, of course, as we know, this one does its own, just plug in Mickey, plug everything in, it works. But now with this one, since this one has one harness, and I'm not sure what each of these pins are for, and the fact that the other one's missing the two blobs, I'm not sure if this Mickey's able to work on his own. As in, like, if I were to, like, make my own harness and figure out what each of these does, if I can get the Mickey itself to work. I'm not 100% sure on that. I did get in contact with the company that were commissioned to make the display, and well, they weren't really able to help me much. I didn't ask them too much on the board. I mostly asked them if they, by chance, had spare parts of the Answer Mickey and asked them, like, whatever happened to these. And of course, their answer told me was they no longer have any parts. So any parts that they did have were, of course, were sold out to any store that needed them. And at the very end of a display's life, usually it's up to the store manager. I mean, unless video game wise, I think they have to go back to the company. I think the console itself has to go back to the company, I believe, or whatever it is they send with it. But like the whole Mickey itself, the display and everything, is all up to the store manager. So they can either do a raffle and see who gets it, and if anyone's interested, they'll do a raffle, or they'll just, if anyone wants to buy it or just straight take it home, they were able to do that. I'm not sure if they're able to sell them to the public. I heard rumors that that tends to happen, but if there's no takers on it or anything, they usually would get discarded, which of course sucks because that's like a lot of waste of like electronic bits, components, all that stuff. And of course, it's the reason why they're so rare because most of the time they just get tossed. Because if your store manager is nice, they'll do something with it. After the person that doesn't care, more likely they will just have destroyed. So yeah, and I think that's about all I have to say. And soon I'm going to be doing a very special video talking about the Dancer Mickey alongside with a few comparisons of a few other things. And also, one thing I forgot to mention about the retail and display, I will be making a second video of the comparison of the two once I have them both fully assembled. As in, where I have the display Mickey stitched back up, looking nice. Sorry about that. And when I have the one I plan selling all done and everything. So I will be comparing them. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.